Good evening and welcome to Weather Fans Live here on Sunday, the 21st of April, 24. And I've got myself, well, that's usually helpful. We've got Paul and we've got Liz. So good evening to you all.
Good evening.
Evening.
We are here. Yeah, we've been joined by Liz tonight. Brilliant.
Just one thing I'd like to say, good evening to Daniel who's joined us. Feel free to leave your comments, guys. We can read them out. If you've got any questions, just leave them in the comments below. If you're watching on Facebook and not signed to StreamYard, just leave your name at the end so we know who you are. And good evening to Southern Storm, who's also just joined us as well.
Yep.
And one thing I'd like to say is apologies for completely going suddenly last Sunday. I just felt suddenly unwell and had to come off the live quite quickly.
Yeah.
But all is good and all is fine.
Yep. All is well in the Weather Fans household this week. And as you can see, we are joined by the Queen of Weather Fans.
And live from Iceland.
I wish.
Good evening, Iceland. This is Eurovision. Can you hear us?
This is Gran Britannia.
Yeah. Tack. Tack Fredir.
See.
Do we have the scores for the weathers this week? Iceland.
Not Scorpio.
Pekkele.
Rubbish. Yes. So, where are we going then, guys?
I've just been to Iceland, so where are we going to go from Iceland?
Northumberland.
Shall I quickly do the socials, and then people know where to find us after the stream, and then we can have a look at the weather for the week.
See.
Okay. If I share my screen, I have got our Instagram feed up.
And I shall add you to the screen. I don't want to wait for Transylvania on us then. And welcome to my screen. One viewer.
So,
two viewers. Sorry, I turned to Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah, they're leaving now.
Come back, internet.
So recently we've started up the Instagram page. Some of you have found us. As you can see, there's 68 following us, which is amazing. If we're following you, please follow us back, because that would be really cool. And what we tend to do on Instagram, or it tends to be Paul, to be fair, he's the one who's on it, is share your photos that you've shared with us with all accreditation, putting it onto our Instagram, so you can see we've got some amazing photographs on there. Once we've done a few more live streams, we'll put them on the reels. The shorts from YouTube will probably go into the reels on Weather Fans as well.
Yeah, we'll start chopping them up a bit, and when the numbers get a bit more bigger, like I say, you've got the YouTube and the Facebook group there. Like Liz says, I mostly look after the Instagram side of things. I'm generally watching the Weather Fans group during the day as well, while Liz and Michael are busy doing their own things, as well as Gordon. Can't forget the boss.
Don't forget the boss.
Don't forget the boss. I'll end up getting the sack.
Never heard of him.
Never heard. Who is this Gordon guy anyway? This mythical creature.
I think he goes away Nodrug, doesn't he?
No, I can't say I've heard of him either. He does railway stuff, I remember. Last time I've seen him.
Yes, it is. It's Tasha. Come on,
Sorry, I thought it was my cat. I thought my cat was meow.
I'm going to say there's no cats here. There we go. Look, everyone. There's Tasha. You can see her.
Yeah, we'll send meow to Tasha.
Meow.
I am going to be getting a green screen sorted, or at least some background sorted. I've just moved stuff around in my bedroom, which is, please excuse the disappearing.
Introducing the disappearing cat.
It's a headless cat now. So yeah, we've got Instagram sorted. Most of you know where we are on Facebook because that's how you found us. We also have a YouTube channel, which this now goes to rather than going to my YouTube channel.
Yes.
We will be connecting as and when we do live streams. We'll be connecting into the YouTube, so you'll see all of our chasers feeds. Certainly mine, Michael's, and Paul's, and Gordon's will be linked there as well. And the shorts as well will go on YouTube. So we're
not
looking
our
at
personal shorts.
Yeah, no. So, I think I've got about 6 channels, to be fair. It's all separated. I've got one for cats and one for the paranormal and one for this, that, and the other. So yeah, you won't want to see all that. Well, if you do, you can link into those. Like and subscribe. Smoosh that button, as Connor says.
Mooch it. Give it a kiss with your finger.
Yes.
God.
Kiss
That's what they did.
touch it with your finger. Or give it a. Yeah, I won't say no more because it's before 9 o'clock. So.
Yeah, I've been watching some of the chases in the States, and I really must get my swearing under control. Make it a PG stream. Otherwise, we might lose our channel.
Yeah, because we haven't gone into monetization yet. So
yeah, we're looking to grow. We're looking to get more people included, get more chasers on board. Eventually, we're hoping to do something similar to what Ryan Hallyall does and Reed does with Brian back in the studio. So we're looking at getting radar and some kind of LinkedIn streaming situation going. So you can see us all when we're live. All our streams will go on there. So we're also looking at Twitch potentially. If you've got any suggestions for other channels and anywhere else you'd like to see us popping up, drop it in the chat or drop us a message, because we're all old fogies. We're not going to do TikTok. I don't like TikTok, and I'm not going to do X either because I don't like X. So
I don't like the drama that comes along with either of the two. So
exactly.
Unless there's a younger manager that wishes to look after that side of things for us, then we ain't touching them because we're all fogies now. So we don't belong on X or Twitter or whatever it's called these days, and we definitely don't belong on TikTok. So yeah, brilliant.
I've just sent the live link to our boss, see if he's available, because obviously he's a very busy man these days.
He is indeed. I did speak to him before we come on air, so he will be knocking about. So so like Liz says, we've got plans. He's just implementing them at the moment and having the time between the group to do it. So if anyone knows how to, has any experience in like graphic design, stuff like that, please do get in contact with us if they're willing to help us, get these things moving before the storm season goes. Before the storm season comes, even probably gone already.
Some storms went for the proper summer ones to kick in.
Yeah, indeed.
And if anybody has any experience like wiring up a car with equipment and cameras and all that kind of stuff, connectivity stuff, I'm struggling a little bit with that. I've kind of got to the point where I use my mobile phone, but I'd really like to have a couple of different facing cameras. So if anybody's got any experience of that and linking into networks and hotspotting and all that kind of stuff, please give us a shout.
Yeah, I've pretty much got mine on lock now. So I've got my iPad for the radar. I've got my main phone for comms. And then I've got my streaming phone, just a cheap old phone, does the job, gets us on Facebook or YouTube, faces forward. That's all I want. But I could use my personal phone if needed to have a separate angle, or when I'm out, when I'm outside of the car, kind of thing, when I'm mobile.
Bless you. Michael did a really good impression of Miss Popoff then, if anybody's old enough to remember that. Yeah, they're the Rent-A-Ghost where she sneezed and disappeared. Do you not remember that? Yeah. Miss Popoff.
I think my nose disappeared. Blew off. Excuse me a second.
Like the guy on Fallout.
I've not watched that yet. No spoilers. No
I
spoilers.
do want to watch it, but I'm waiting because Clarkson's Farm starts in early May, so I'm waiting till that starts, so I don't have to pay for the whole 2 months or whatever. Gives a twirl.
Look, caramel.
I've had the caramel one, the buttons before, but not twirl.
I was hoping one of our regular watchers.
Rachel, where are you?
Yeah, she wasn't on Gab's live. I know she's had a few issues recently, so I hope she's okay. If anyone knows that Rachel blocks some, hope she's well. Yeah. And if she's watching maybe this later on, hope you're well, Rachel.
Indeed.
Because I left that personally for her so she can see the Caramac version of a twirl.
Yeah, very different, to say the least.
Shall we get on to some weather, guys?
Yeah, I was just thinking that myself. I'm just knocking it off on my phone so we don't have dodgy things. Right. I'm doing something different today. I'm bringing the KMA first, and then I'll go into the UKV, the Korean meteorological. So something different rather than just the usual GFS, ECM, UKV kind of thing. So let me go to a screen share. This is from Meteo Seal, so all those that come from Gav's channel will understand.
I was waiting for that button.
Cheers, buddy. So yeah, you can see this is the Korean interpretation of our weather, which also indicates that it's rubbish. However, is a bit meh, to say the least, as we tend to say. So this is up to Tuesday. As you can see, the weather is colder. So this rain that's currently over us at the moment, I'll come to that in a minute on the UKV, is a boundary between the colder air, which you can see there, and the less colder air, which is to the west, thanks to the high pressure being positioned out in the Atlantic. And it just, what was the word that they used on the map the other day? Meandering, loitering, I don't know, something like that. But -5,
right.
-5 Celsius isotherm over the top of us. So, yeah, with a nagging northeasterly, it's going to be a bit, to say the least.
We just need that high to nudge the boundary over a little bit because, everybody knows what boundaries mean. Boundaries mean convection.
Yeah. But no, it seems to push out there into the Atlantic, as you can see from that ridge just off of Newfoundland. I don't want to jump off because let me come around here. So I reckon the high's around there, and then you've got obviously the low probably coming down. Then I'll see there. So you got another plunge, -10 possibly, well, -8 there anyway. So I won't rule out -10 isotherm.
I know it's been middle of spring, not winter.
I know they've had a lot of snow in Iceland recently, so if that's where the weather's coming from, it's not looking good.
No, this is for Saturday next week. So you can see there we are at 2 o'clock local time.
There's the boundary.
And there's the boundary there. So we've got 0 to +4 over here, and then we've got really, really cold area. I believe this is where the low's there's a low going to be there. So, yeah, and just keep moving that on.
Yeah, that's quite a steep difference. So there may actually be a nice cap on that. So, but that one looks a bit more promising.
Yeah,
further.
So you got a bit of a returning maritime there.
Over, yeah, that tends to be a little bit better for storms potential.
Yeah, and then look at that. Have we got anything trying to pop in? We're in a little pocket of less colder air there as we go out into day 10 and 12. And does that do anything?
Oh, there's a nice curl there. That's a potential.
Yeah.
Following
Have a
week.
look at the pressure chart, 500 HPA.
I would say that's an Atlantic
So here we
low
are
system.
at the moment.
Yeah.
You can see that high pressure. Yeah, so that
nice bubble of high pressure from the
decides to
Azores.
migrate. Yep, and then it's just meandering. As you can see, there's a low there just to the east on. Just dragging Crike. So you can see the date. There we go. So that's on the 26th, which would be Friday. No, Thursday.
Thursday, yeah.
Yeah, 400D.
Yeah, that's the low pressure. So, yeah, there is a bit of potential there for that weekend, maybe.
Yeah, it just kind of gets stuck. So as it comes down over the back end of that ridge of high pressure, gets kind of stuck over us. So it'll be interesting to see what that scenario brings. And then it just peters away then. Kind of fills. Is it? No, it doesn't really even fill. It just loiters. Just like...
It blocks.
Kind of, yeah, it's like cut off. Cut off, that's the one. Kind of, yeah.
I think a little word for that. You can something else off.
So with that, I would imagine with that could be some thundery showers, given the sun now is nearly as strong as it would be towards the beginning of August, and like the colder air. Well, but that then obviously, yeah.
That's a week today.
Yeah, so that's pushing it really.
I think the following week when we saw that other low coming across like the start of May.
Yeah,
I think that's got a little bit more potential because we're going from we've got a bit of heating there.
Yeah,
we're looking at
this one. Yeah,
it's that one that's a bit more. So the following weekend, not next weekend, the weekend after, that's a little bit more promising.
There's some northern block in there, so that could drag up some warmer air. Because now Europe's going to start getting a bit more warmer, especially.
There's a ridge coming up from from Spain, and then you've got the Atlantic low pressure. So that's a potential to watch.
So yeah, kind of in a bit of a col there, with that low there, low here, high, and high here.
Might even get a bit of shear on that.
So it's one to watch for sure. That's just a hint of what might be to come, but we'll see what the GFS, and I think Michael's got the ECM as well. Have you, Michael?
Not at the moment, no.
No, I've got the ECM ready.
Did you want the long range? Sorry.
Well, I've got the general synopsis of the ECM, but we can do the long range stuff at the end.
I was going to say I've got the weekly ones ready. That's the whole thing I've got ready from the ECM.
So I've got this one here, which is just updated, as you can see. I think I'm just sure.
Yes. So the people that have been watching Gav's weather bits earlier on today, this is the model run that Gav was mentioning about that updates later, because obviously the clock's gone forward. He won't get the updates during his live. So Gav did say that we'll more likely run it through on our live, which it is just here.
Yep. Let me just go back to that. Maybe I'll be in sea level. So there we go. So this is obviously in 24-hour increments. So this will go up to day 10. So this is tomorrow. As you can see, that boundary between warmer and cooler air moving westwards. And as we were just alluding to, a bit of a northeasterly there coming in, dragging some probably below -5 isotherm. We'll have a look at that in a minute on the closer up charts. So yeah, there's the low for Saturday, Sunday. So it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. With that one, it's not as straightforward.
It's not a steeper boundary. There's some
Yeah,
interesting things going on the jet on that. By the looks of it. There's a separated portion of the jet up to the north over northern Norway and Finland. Looking at that.
Yeah. So so we've got there on Sunday. We've got a nice little boundary there between the colder air and some warmer air actually moving up from Europe.
I don't think that's going to be a steep enough boundary, to be honest.
No.
I don't think there's going to be enough oomph behind it because Europe hadn't. No. Europe kind of needs a bit of warming at this time of year. If it's coming up from there, that one looks a bit more promising. That's starting to look more.
That's tier 10. So you've got low pressure to the south. So you've got proper, Bay Biscay low moving up with warmer air coming up from Africa there, so like Italy, Algeria, that kind of area. Then moving over the top of that low, so that will mix in.
Looks like more southeastern areas, maybe into the Midlands, would be favourable for that kind of condition.
Yeah, I would say so as well. Probably a southeasterly to an easterly, maybe, but not a proper easterly. But that's that one. Let me quickly look.
That's the one that's starting to indicate shear. If we've got rotation around a low pressure, and then the high pressure curling round, the jet stream will rejoin, so you'll actually get really nice anticyclonic shear potentially.
Yeah. Quickly look at the thickness for the UK. Obviously, this is in 24-hour increments as well. Yeah, so got the -5 ice firm over us on Tuesday, probably struggling into single figures, well, maybe even double figures across the east.
I think most people will make sort of 11 or 12, I would have thought.
Yeah, they'll be at a push.
The West Coast a little bit warmer.
Yeah, so that's 12 o'clock on Wednesday. You've got -7 ice firm, -8 ice firm over us. So this might be the last blast of winter. Maybe I would keep saying that.
Yeah, get your big coat out again.
It feels like winter.
Get your big coats out.
Get big coats out again.
Get big coat out. Get big coat out.
Especially if you're in the south.
Yeah.
Us northerners are used to it.
But in the north, just continue as usual.
Yeah, you might need a slightly thicker t-shirt if you're in the north.
And definitely not shorts. See too many people walking around in them. Anyhow, so that colder air moves back north, but like Liz says, there's not a steep enough boundary there to probably give it a kick. We've got the 456 boundary there, which is our kind of springtime boundary, isn't it, Michael? The 546 boundary.
Yes. The 5 to 8 line is what we class as our winter boundary.
Yeah.
And the 564 is more our summer.
Yeah. So 546 is kind of the boundary for spring, and like Michael says, the higher one is towards summer. You can expect like in the 30s, but that retreats, then comes back, and then as we were just alluding to there, got +12 ice firm coming in there. Unfortunately, I can't see the temperatures, but we'll have a look at that on the GFS in a moment with Michael.
Yeah, I'd be looking at maybe 16 in the Midlands, maybe 18 in the southeast on that one.
You know what? I'd push on a 20 with that. I'd push 20 to 22 maybe. But
depends on the wind strength. Depends on the wind strength.
Yeah, and plus we've got cold air below as well, so that's probably deeply penetrated into the ground given all the rain, and it's just been relentless for the last years. Yeah,
it'd be some interesting early morning fog, I would imagine, with a temperature inversion, with the cold damp earth, and then the warm coming across over the top.
We'll have some nice lower boundaries.
Good time to if you're into walking up hills and taking photographs. I think you might get some pretty inversions at low level.
I'm not.
No, nor me. I don't do walking.
Not at 5 o'clock in the morning, anyway. Some people do.
No.
To them.
Oh, well, they don't work at 6 o'clock in the morning.
I usually haven't been to bed if I'm awake at that time.
That's Michael. You live by a river, so you're not too bad there. You could get away with that.
It's usually we normally get, because we're next to the River Anchor here. We normally get, you can still see like a layer of fog above the river, especially on the cold mornings if the conditions are right.
Yeah. So let's see where we go. I'll just quickly flick through this. So that rain, which is currently across the northeast, I can vouch for that. Bit of a, I won't even say, just a bit of heavier rain rather than anything convective overnight. So,
yeah, that's not even a squall line. That's just a
general line of
wet.
A mare line.
The precipitant mare line. Yeah, temperatures. Let's not go there. Go back to the precipitant cloud. Around here. There we go. So tomorrow morning even looks meh.
More of the same.
Typical Monday morning.
Yeah, typical late April. Oh, sorry, hang on. Is it April or is it January?
No, it is April. We have had some convection and we have had some really sharp convective showers. It's April showers, isn't it? We're more likely to have snow in April than we are in December. So
yeah, but there's the temperatures for Monday. If you're under that meh line, 6 to 7 degrees either side of it, you're looking between 10 and 12, possibly a 16 or 17 in the Republic of Ireland or the west.
There's little bits of phone effect there, looking at the Glasgow up 13, 14.
Yeah, with this northeasterly coming over the top of the hills into Glasgow and air kind of
Cumbria as well.
Yes, indeed. That would be interesting to see if the what's that? Helm cloud comes in there.
Kevin Helmholtz.
No. It's an actual thing called the Helm cloud or the Helm wind. Michael knows because he's from northwest. You know what I mean? And Gordon knows. I kind of know.
I think you're actually along the right lines. I think Helm cloud. I think there might be something with it, but I can't remember the other word for it.
Wind. It's the wind. Helm wind.
The Helm wind.
Yeah, it goes down the valley, and as Gordon's probably told us before, it becomes really, really, really windy to the lee of the hill.
Yes, yeah.
As the wind dives down into the valley, kind of,
like a gust front.
That's the one. Yeah. So it's kind of like that. It comes off the hills and then goes walloping down the thing, down the valley. So where were I? So given that northeast, if there's a northeast wind there, it doesn't show it, but usually it'd be clearer there'd be a clearer slot on the other side. Well, that isn't really showing it. So if there's any auroras going on tomorrow, unlucky for you. Might clear up.
I think it's dying down now.
Yeah. So there's the Met line down here. Obviously, northeasterly wind coming in. Going to be a bit nippy. That's all I'm going to call it for this week, the Met line.
I think we need to submit that to the meteorological service and as a new classification, the Met line.
The Met, not the Met.
Not the Met, the Met.
The Met office.
We could always change weather fans to the Met office.
Yeah, we're the Met office. So as you can see, not really frosty, but cold enough to possibly bring in your delicates, as Gav would say. Bring them delicates in. Or as I said to you, I won't say what I said to you, because it's before 9 o'clock. So they're still there. So got a bit more there. So Tuesday could see some showers, I would imagine, but we'll have to see. They're not picking up on the UKV yet. That's a straight blast of an overlay. Yeah,
southeast showers.
Yeah. So rock that back and forward. So yeah, I could see some more towards the southeast. I'll go with that one. So
some of those have a potential to be a little bit convective.
Yeah. Well, look at that. I mean, compared to the day before, compared to tomorrow, looks a bit more, maybe, into double figures, as you can see, possibly into the teens across the Midlands, South West, Hampshire, Dorset kind of areas, into Wales. Like Liz just
Liz is pouring a drink and not having a wee.
No, sorry, I was just getting another drink out my can.
So yeah, a bit of a Fern effect there with 14s, 15s across the central belt into Cumbria, where I am 7 or 8 degrees. I think it was 11 earlier, so can't complain.
When the sun's out, quite nice.
Yeah, does, to be fair.
South coast of Wales, Cardiff, Aberystwyth.
Yeah, 14, 15 there, 17 showing up there across. Somewhere like, I don't want to go, I don't want to guess the names of the places, but
that's somewhere near where the Blarney Stone is.
That's Republic of Ireland.
Yeah, that's all I know it as.
Is it Cork? Kerry?
I'm thinking more Wicklow.
Kerry likes Cork.
Somewhere at the Blarney Stone Castle's down there, and I can't remember the name of it. Somebody will correct us.
Yeah, just put it in the comments below. So got some showers coming in off the North Sea.
Yeah, Cork's down there as well.
It's Cork, yeah.
So
Blarney Castle is, funnily enough, where the Blarney Stone is.
Yeah, some East Coast showers there. Could see some motherships maybe. On the edge there. So,
I'm looking more towards the Isle of Wight, Hampshire.
Oh yeah, down there. Yeah. That's not so much. Let's have a look. See if it is meh. Meh. Not too bad. But like away to the east of the Pennines, single figures across the East Anglia, Midlands, like Cheshire Gap into the Midlands, down to the southeast, just about reaching the teens. Also across South Wales, southwest England, and also across Ireland and the Republic of Ireland and the North of Ireland. Let's just quickly run into Thursday. Let's go. So there's Thursday. Could be some showers there again, but
yeah, there's. If you look at that, if you take it back one, you can actually see the boundary that's across the north, the Irish Sea. Take it back one, so you can see the boundary there with the mixing.
Yes.
So potential for pop-ups along that boundary, and there they are.
Yep, it's coming up there. Look on to the east and to the west.
And in Wales, over central Wales and southern Wales.
Yeah,
and across air, there's starting to pop up. So depending on how the warming gets going, you might get a little bit of pop up. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
There won't be any cake yet.
But, no, I was going to say it's Thursday as well, so it ain't really going to show up, is it?
It's just the potential for kind of maybe short, sharp April showers with maybe a little bit of tiny hail mixed in.
Do you mean Grupple?
No.
Or snow. Snow. I got sleet out of that shower on Tuesday. I'm not complaining out of that. But yeah, Thursday, another meh day in terms of temperatures. Barely getting into double figures. So yeah, given the amount, we need good cloud breaks to get them showers going, especially like Liz said with that boundary out in the Irish Sea. That would be there. As you can see there, double figures across Ireland and the Republic. And we're just meh. So,
yeah, it's the weekend after that is going to be worth watching. Once we've had a week, pretty much 3-4 days of warming, because it's going to be warmer beginning of the week after next. So when the next boundary comes across, we've got potential there. So
time for Michael to take over. Oh, we got comments.
Yeah, one from Southern Storm. Things are drying out quickly down south, witnessing months of flooded fields. Seems to be the constant wind with moderate sun strength helping to dry things out. We are noticing the strength of the sun is getting, well, it's nice to feel it, especially with the cold wind. If it wasn't for that cold wind, it would have been quite a nice weekend, really.
My conservatory's starting to heat up quite nicely.
And obviously, we're live from the Met office today.
Sorry, I'm just trying to sort my lighting out.
Oh, Steffi's here. Hello, Steffi.
Hello to Daniel Wiggin. Of course, his Wi-Fi stopped, and I'm guessing that's the same person as well. I'm back.
Yeah.
Sounds prime for storms then the week after next. We shall see.
Everything crossed.
And good evening to Steffi.
Hello, Steffi. All the way from Gab's Weather Vids.
Somebody else is a Vulcan fan by the looks of the profile picture.
He's also me.
Yes, I think Steffi did actually mention that in the live earlier on, in Gab's live.
Well, Michael, it's all over to you.
Right. Good night. Bye-bye. Now, what did we did last
Michael's
week?
off back to the Met office.
What am I doing? Oh, yeah, screen sharing.
Oops.
Shall we have a look at the facts charts?
Yes, let's.
Let's cry the facts charts.
Let me dial them up.
Let's look at these bleeding ads again.
I've told you how to get rid of them.
Yes, set fire to them.
Anyways.
Also, good evening to Frog Legs Matthew, who's
Matthew
as well. So good evening to you as well, Frog Legs Matthew. I'll just call you Matthew, shall I?
You could just call him Frog.
Hello, Froggy.
Ribbit. Anyways,
let's hop to it.
Let's hop to it. Indeed, Free Palestine's in. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. And from Steffi, yes, my pictures from the 21 eruption in Iceland.
Oh, nice.
Liz is a big fan of volcanoes as well.
Was that one of the Bæðarbungur ones or the Fallgræðisfjall ones? Now there's a question.
I've just seen your face expression, and when you're saying them, yeah, I feel impressed.
I actually, when I was over there the last time, I actually impressed an Icelandic person by saying Eyjafjallajökull, which was the big one in 2010 that shut down all the air traffic. Apparently, there aren't many people who aren't Icelandic that can say Eyjafjallajökull. So
you could if you had a few drinks.
Yes, very jealous. Very jealous.
Right, facts chart. Now we've dialed it up. We've added ads.
That's a sports brand, isn't it? Adidas.
Adidas. Adidas.
That's what I say. Liz, turn Mexican all of a sudden.
I'm excited for the facts chart. Let's get on with it.
Yeah, right. Come on, Michael.
So, right, as you can see, we've got area of high pressure centred just to the north of Ireland. And it's actually showing as well. There's a low pressure, 2 millibars less, centred over across Central Ireland. Work that one out.
A weird occluded low.
Two there.
Yes, and also there's another area of high pressure centred towards the northeast of England at 1033 as well. So I don't know what's going on with that.
And tell you, it's live from the Met office. Because it's raining outside, so it can't be that high.
Oh, is it?
It's raining, yeah. I'll take a picture and put it on the group chat.
We believe you.
Thank you.
So this weather front here is in association with a low pressure sat towards the north of Iceland. It's dragging down this lovely warm front, and that, as we've seen with the charts from Paul, that's expected to slide down across the UK through into Monday. So there is sliding through central England, and Monday's looking a bit, as Paul said, meh.
Meh.
Anyway. It was like a bit of a waveform on that as well.
Yeah.
Clarkson's Farm coming soon to Amazon Prime.
Yes, indeed. Please sponsor us.
We get barred from there. Right, let's move on before the jokes get worse. So we're going to have a triple point, actually, there into midnight into Tuesday. So it's a bit of a weak feature anyway, so I'm not going to see too much in that as that moves further towards the southwest. This is obviously coming around this area of high pressure, which again still sat towards the northwest of Ireland. And it's looking quite slack, really, across much of northern Europe. Not much in the way of wind around.
It'd be interesting to see the jet stream with that, because there looks like a mess over at the Atlantic, and then just a nothing. It looks like it's shot right up north over Scandinavia.
Yeah. Well, I'll look at the jet stream next, actually, with the GFS 12Z. Let's see how amplified the jet is. So as we head into midday on Tuesday, we've got a weather front affecting southeastern areas in association with another little low off the coast of Denmark. High pressure. Sorry.
That's the one that I said there might be a few little showers sprinkling around Kent on that occluded front.
Yeah. Well, coming off the North Sea, heading southeast. Yes, it would be, because it's going around the area of high pressure. So this is not really typical high pressure where it's blocking everything off. Still things are moving into it, but I'll say it's quite a slack area of high pressure. Would you agree?
Yes. And I would guess that goes all the way up through to the low level and the high level jet. I think
let's take it through to Thursday, because for some reason between 60 to 96 hours, it's just a bit of a mess, really, because it's like it updates halfway through, does it? So yes, we're heading to a Thursday lunchtime. Again, we've got a little feature across northern areas. And now that high pressure has moved up the electrogrest up into Greenland, and it's allowing this area of low pressure start to move in closer from the Atlantic. So potentially there, we're getting to more of are we in an east or westerly wind there?
That's going to be a westerly, but there's going to be a northerly influence on that because of the front coming down. That's the one that there may be a little pop-up rash of convective showers coming down on that low, that frontal system there, that boundary, and as it mashes into the low coming from the Atlantic, you might get a few bits of moisture coming off, and it'll be, I wouldn't say heavily convective, but you might get some short, sharp April showers with a bit of hail in that.
Yeah, you've also got that trough there as well, just off the southeast coast of Scotland. But yeah, we've got also like easterly towards the north and westerly towards the south. There, that's what's causing that little feature there.
Yeah, if we were looking at that in July or August, I'd be getting really excited about that.
Yeah.
Because there's all sorts of shear going on there. From the base all the way through to the upper jet, I would imagine, because there's all sorts of influences. Like I say, if that was July or August, I'd be putting that on my calendar and going, whoa. But like I say, I think in these conditions with this lack of surface warming, I think the most we can expect is short, sharp showers with a little bit of hail.
Yeah. So we've got any more comments?
I was going to say, I'd be putting the petrol in my car right now. I saw that in the summer. Not really.
Let's go back to the comments. So Matthew said hi to Steffi. Steffi replied saying it was. I'm not even going to pronounce. It was the first event opened on March the 19th. She says.
Cool. Nice.
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 Nice and clear evidence at the moment.
Yep.
Matthew says also like it's going to be a cold start to the working week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, tonight would have been great if the aurora was around, but it's not.
It's just difficult when the aurora's around, it's cloudy. When it's not around, it's bloody clear sky.
Yes. There were a few pictures the last couple of days I saw.
Yeah, I was going to say when I was coming back on Tuesday when we had the red alert, it subsided when I'd gone off the motorway, as you know. And I was so annoyed.
Yeah, it actually popped up again a little bit later on. I noticed there was
when
photos.
I was home.
Yeah, about an hour later.
The elusive Danny Spring is in. Hello, Danny.
Finally get to watch a live stream here. Hi, guys and girls. Hello to you, Danny. Thank you for coming over from Gav's stream.
And Paul James. Hello.
Good evening to you, Paul.
Yes,
Gav did say he might pop in. Gav went out for a meal, so he said if he gets back in time, he'll join the end of the live.
No worries.
We could see Gav as well.
That's not a challenge to waffle on.
So,
10:30. Here we are with the fact.
Yeah. Well, we've got America to play with as well over the next week.
We'll take a look at that in a few moments.
I was going to say you can do them ones if you want, Liz. Go to Tropical Tidbits. They have the that one that you showed me the last time. This is going to be a long.
Were you going to do the jet stream, Michael?
Yes, thank you. I knew this is what I was going to do, but my old ages are getting to me and I forgot.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what goes on kind of like Monday into Tuesday. There we go. We've got the detached section and the loop. And then there's a weird spinny bit in the middle. That's, It's
really a mess, isn't it?
It is a total mess, which is why the weather is meh.
So that's 3:00 tomorrow. And
there's
jet stream's getting quite amplified, isn't it?
Yeah. And then it all gets detached and blur.
So it's very amplified. I think what could happen, that could actually, as you said, detach and eventually it should start cutting across again.
Yeah, I was going to say that's powering up, so that should fire across.
Yeah, I would say Thursday is when it starts reattaching. Yeah, there we go. And then into the following weekend, we've got more.
Sorry, just look at this powerful jet coming across North Africa.
South shifted.
Is that the subtropical jet, I wonder?
Yes, because the northern has actually. I mean, it's all weakened. Look, as you go, as that comes up, it's intruding into the territories because all this is weakened. Look, and it's filling the. It's all physics, isn't it? It's filling the void. It's filling the vacuum.
Okay.
And then
so
we go
that low for Sunday next weekend.
That's the potential cape with the detached jet that rushes across the Atlantic, bringing some moisture and a bit swirling round up from the continent. Yeah, if that carries on,
it's like the low-level jet. With that,
there we go. Yeah, I think the week end of April into May, I think there is potential there for some fairly severe thunderstorms. As long as we get that period of warming.
I think it's quite substantial. I think it's quite, as we were looking on the KMA, and the ECM earlier, it's quite consistent, isn't it, at the moment? So
that jet stream is a mess.
This week's just...
That's an absolute mess. Like even into the middle of May, it's not it's not resolved at all.
No.
Because normally at this time of year, we start to see a single jet really going across maybe towards north of Scotland, getting ready for summer.
Well, the position of it gives us whether we're going to be a nice warm spring or a cool wet spring. But I mean, that's just a mess. There's all sorts of detached vortices and.
I would say that could be down to that what they call it, that 5 pattern that the Met Office were on about during the deep dive.
Yeah, the 5-wave.
That's the wave 5.
Have we got a polar vortex split as well, by the looks of that?
We haven't even got a polar vortex, I don't think. So I think that breaks down.
Well, yeah, it's just all degraded and kind of.
Yeah, it's just...
I can show you the 30 HPA, and I looked at it actually this morning, and it's just completely nothing's there.
It's just a mess, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, we don't get a polar vortex this time of the year. It comes usually around August, September time. It starts to rebuild.
Yeah, but we still have a rotation around.
Well, yeah, we still have the rotation there. It's just weaker.
But it's completely weak at the moment. It's just disappeared almost, which is why in fact, it's all the way over Russia and China by the looks of that, which is why the jet stream's a mess, because there's nothing holding it in place.
It's all like comes round, ducks, and then goes back round again. It's like meandering. Very.
I've got to say, the strat this winter has just been crazy. Really, it's just been not normal.
Yeah. Steffi's just I agree with your analysis. If we get the heat energy to speed up those water particles, then it's game on for storms.
Yeah, and I would say some of them are going to be mesocyclones potentially, because we've got the nice spin. There is going to be a small amount of cape, but there's also going to be quite a lot of shear. So even the small cells are going to start to rotate. I mean, we've already seen at least one tornado. Second one potentially unconfirmed. I can confirm the one because I went and saw the damage path. It was definitely a tornado. So yeah, if we're getting that level of spinning in the atmosphere all the way down to surface level at this early on in the year, any surface warming and the extra cape and any extra shear from the jet stream going haywire and low pressures interacting with occluded fronts and high pressures and all sorts of weird boundaries going on. Oh, look, there's the damage path. I recognise that graphic.
Yeah, as you mentioned it, I thought I'll bring it up, to be honest. So if you go into our weather fans, preferably after the live here, so actually post that to the page. There's the information that Liz did post actually back on the 15th.
So that was Monday when we had that squall go through.
Yeah. I would have said it was a proper QCLS.
Yeah. I think because they were kind of in agreement as well.
There's unconfirmed reports of a tornado over in Nottinghamshire as well as it went through there. Yes. So that was it was the line as it went through near Stoke-on-Trent around about 6:30. This happened, as far as I can work out, around about 6:30, 6:35. The security camera video from point 7 was where the guy's caravan was turned over. And that was 06:33. So I would estimate it dropped around about 6:28, maybe 30.
Sorry, I can't help it. It's probably my adolescent self. Sorry, the name of what?
I saw that as well. Probably
but window to the womb.
Sorry,
I have no idea.
Yeah,
it's what's on Google Maps. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'd estimate it was probably T2 verging on T3 damage, so quite a strong tornado. Over around.
Hello.
Yeah, because we were
wide. So it was quite long track.
Yeah. Yeah, because we were discussing that between us on Monday when you'd done your report.
Yeah, I will be doing a fort for Toro.
So yeah, keep an eye out, guys. Like I say, we believe it's between definitely a T2, but borderline T3.
Well, it flipped it flipped the caravan. It took roof ridge tiles off.
Yeah.
There were trees that were downed. There were spray damage, paint taken off windows taken out, double glazed windows taken out by flying debris, which pushes it into a T. Round about the point where it deviates, where the track drops almost due south from the west-east track. So I think it probably touched T3 at that point.
I think Dan's just put, would love to see a report from the Birmingham tornado of 2005. The big one that happened, saw a lot of damage in the newspapers. Back then I was only 4. Right.
Yeah, thanks for making us feel old.
Yeah, thanks.
2005, I was being 20.
I was 25 then, on my neck. Toro.
I was at work in Smethwick on that day. I clearly remember that. I was 2 miles from that.
Oh God, Smethwick.
And I don't know if Toro did reports back then.
I'm sure they've done something. If not,
don't know whether it was Toro.
Oh, seems like we're losing Liz a bit. Hello, Michael.
Liz, can you hear us?
Lost Liz.
No, I'm still with you. I was just. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're very in and out at the moment. Are you still there, Paul?
I'm still here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still here, mate. We might have to kick Liz out and
I'm
put
losing
her back
everybody.
in. Yeah. So,
I think Liz is having a few technical problems, so therefore signals just dropping out slightly.
Yeah.
It's not really live from Iceland tonight, by the way. She is in her own home.
Yeah.
Let me come out and come back in again.
Yeah, so I was just thinking, yeah, no worries. So yeah, do you want to continue, Michael?
Yeah, and Steph is saying for the Skywatch Among Us tonight, if the sky is clear, then look up for the meteors. Is that how you pronounce it? The Lyrid?
Lyrid, yeah.
Meteor shower peaks around tonight. So eyes to the skies.
Indeed, not here though, because it's cloudy. Otherwise, I'd go into probably the North Pennines, possibly Northumberland National Parks. They're like designated dark zones, so they'd be brilliant. Like a photos and showed you guys the other day, absolutely brilliant for star watching. Yeah.
I'll just give Liz about 30 seconds to see if she comes back in, because she has left the green room.
Yeah, she's probably resetting her connection. Generally what we need. But like we said, it is one of the things that we are looking at the moment for, getting everything back. Yeah, could be. We have her back. We have Liz back.
Testing. Iceland. Aldi. Lidl. Morrison's. Can you hear us?
Hello.
Yeah, I think my internet's kind of. Oh no, my internet's playing up at the moment. So we'll see how it holds on.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, do you want to finish off, Michael?
There she is.
Oh, hello.
Right, let's have a look at the GFS. So noticing that we're about an hour in.
And still no further forward.
Yeah. So yeah, here's the GFS 12Z run. And we've seen the area of high pressure there, centered towards the northwest of Ireland. And we're bringing in this northeasterly wind. We've got a weather front coming down through central areas tomorrow. And that's area of... Excuse me, having a drink. I've heard. Excuse me while I turn Chinese for a moment. High pressure starts to move further west with that -5 isotherm affecting eastern areas. We've got that little spin up low there, which was showing towards the southeast of England into Benelux. This has gone for a wee again. And then, as we're seeing with Paul's charts, that could bring some showers down towards the far southeast of England, perhaps into Norfolk as well. And it's fairly slack as we head into Thursday. High pressure starts. This is showing high pressure slinking towards the southwest. Low pressure starts to make a move up from the northwest into Friday. And that is really spinning up quite a deep area of low pressure through into Saturday. Let's have a look at the wind gusts on that. That's really spinning that area of low pressure up. Oops, that's a bit too high because I can't see the button. So, yeah. Looks like the winds will stay away from England, Ireland, and Wales. It could affect more parts of Normandy there. This wind gusts there could reach up to about 50, 60 miles an hour. They're saying that this is showing perhaps winds gusting towards the southwest of England into Wales, maybe up to 50 miles an hour. So that's something we need to keep an eye into Saturday.
That's where the pop-ups might happen.
Ah, yes, Friday into Saturday.
Yeah.
So a bit of an easterly there into Sunday. So that area of low pressure sits towards the southwest of Normandy. We are bringing a fairly strong easterly wind there. Let's go back to the 850. So it looks like a little bit of a dartboard low, doesn't it, on Sunday? Bit of an east to southeasterly there through into Sunday, then before turning back into a northeasterly. That ridge comes up again from the southwest through into start of next week. Another area of low pressure. Went northern then. But another low pressure going towards south of Iceland. We'll bring a bit of a warm sector there. Then a cold front comes down from the northwest, introducing the fresher air. That low pressure then goes down slightly down the North Sea. Bring us back again into that north to northeasterly airflow.
It's that point it starts to get interesting.
With that low building up from the southwest.
That weekend, that Friday into the Saturday, into the Sunday, there's all sorts of influences and wind directions meeting and warm air meeting cold air. And yeah, that's one to keep an eye on. That is... That Friday, Saturday, Sunday, depending on how it ends up panning out.
So days 7 to 10. So we need to keep an eye on. Let's have a look, see if the 6 is in agreement. So quickly run through this. So there's that low again. That's still that's shown from 6 o'clock as well as the lunchtime run. That deep area of low pressure towards the southwest of England really spins up to quite an intense area of low pressure. May get named by the French Met.
Yeah.
We're probably a letter Z by now with the French.
Xavier. Oh no, that's an X.
Zinc.
Yeah, don't leave your delicates out overnight.
No. Definitely not.
So that period of days 10 to 14, over low pressure going across Scotland there. That brings up a bit of warm air.
Yeah, this is where it starts. Yeah.
So that looks very interesting there actually for the 6 o'clock run.
There's all sorts of boundaries. There's warm air, cold air, low pressures, high pressures. Yeah, that's definitely one to watch.
That 15-degree isotherm just off the south coast there.
I wonder what the cape is for round about then, because that's
Shall we have a
starting
look?
to look. Yeah, let's.
Let's take a look at the cape.
Get your cape on, everyone. We're about to go superpowers.
Anybody who doesn't know what cape is, it's convective available potential energy. It's basically storm fuel. So the more cape, which is a mixture of moisture, warming, and air currents, that's what a storm needs to get going, basically. So the more cape there is, the more likely there is to be a big thunderstorm. So we're starting to get reasonable amounts.
Something that low.
So I was going from that Saturday with that potential storm there.
Yeah,
so
there's little bits in there. Might get some water spouts just off sort of Devon, Cornwall.
It's not to say that there won't be any anywhere else, but we've got a visitor. Hello, Mr. Partridge.
Good evening to Gav's Weather Vids. We welcome you.
That's why we wanted to get all the Instagram views so that we could get Gav out chasing with me.
Yes.
So if the weekend after next looks likely, get liking Instagram, get liking our YouTube channel, and potentially I'm going to be taking out Gav on a journey of a lifetime.
Gav's going on a date. He's going on a storm date.
He's going to date with Mother Nature.
I will get sick bags ready.
It'd be good to actually get like a video of that, like a proper.
Oh yeah.
Like Gav doing his perspective and you doing yours, kind of thing, and making a video.
Oh yeah.
That'd be mega. That would.
Yeah, the meteorologist meets the storm chaser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Head versus Stormhead.
Yeah. Adrenaline.
I can name you something else, but I won't.
Well, after 9 o'clock now, we should be okay.
So right, welcome, Gav. What we're looking at is that potential with the 6Z run of the GFS of that really warm plume coming up towards days 13 and 14. So we're just going to take a look at the Cape and lifted.
Yeah.
Thursday, the Friday, the 3rd. There we go. There's little bits there. There we go. It's building nicely. Oh,
I'm just off Lincolnshire there. Actually, that's a hot spot for thunderstorms as well.
Lincolnshire is Tornado Alley.
It is, along with Gordon calls it Lightning Alley up there in northwest England, down the M61 corridor.
Is that up towards Preston, towards the M6 way?
M61, M6, up that way. It goes off Duntate towards Clitheroe and then out into hello. See bright colours. I'm like a child.
Yeah, keg clippers potentially for the Sunday. Oh, Monday looks interesting. Ooh, hello. Ooh. Now I'm getting really excited. I'm definitely clearing my diary. As it happens, that week.
That as well.
Yeah, as it happens that week, I have put nothing in my diary.
Keep it that way.
The weather gods.
By the way, look at the date. How usually happens on Bank Holiday Monday? It bloody hisses it down.
Yeah, and it's going to.
If that came off, which we hope it does.
But with that,
thanks.
Well, don't forget that's like 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
So
it's definitely worth keeping an eye on.
Yeah, even Danny's like, it's only 2 weeks away. Gav's just put nice cape.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not the physicist. Trust me, Steffi.
No, I shall be parked up in on the Portsdown Hill in Portsmouth and watching them come over. I'll meet them.
Gav with you. 100 on each, everyone.
Yes.
At least Instagram. But yeah, Gav, if you do go, take a video and put it up on your channel and we'll do one for ours. So Steffi's put the Cape energy includes the atmospheric particles absorbing a lot of internal energy, so they speed up. As they crash into water particles, the electron is flung off, hence the thunderstorm.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. They don't really 100% know what exactly causes a thunderstorm. There's so many different little pieces of information that all have to come into one another. They're not sure whether the water particles is what loses an electron or whether it's something else. But yeah, simplified, it's basically storm food. So the higher the cape, the more likely there is to be boom, flashy, and that's the technical term.
Isn't that almost like a song, isn't it?
Flashy, boom, 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 flashy.
Boom, boom.
That's the Weather Fans song. Flashy, boom, boom, boom. So yeah, that's just like Liz says. It's one of many ingredients for thunderstorms. Is cap, which can prevent storms, as you know, Liz. Oh, there's so many things, you know.
Yeah, I'm half thinking if we have a quiet storm season, I might do some streams on like lessons, kind of.
Yeah.
Because it's all very well looking at and listening to people like Reed, who is an amazing meteorologist, but when you bring it down to the scale of the UK, stuff that happens in the US is really simple. It's kind of like the difference between a picture book for 4-year-olds and a graphic novel. That's the difference between the US and the UK. So you can learn all about it from watching people like Reed, watching their stuff about the convective forecasts over in the US.
Yeah.
But there are so many more elements that have to come together in the UK because we have so many more weather influences. We're in the junction of the 5 weather influences. So for it to all go bang in a big way, everything has to align. But the more we learn, the more accurate we're getting at predicting it. So things like CAPE is a kind of a cover-all term, and we're just getting more into understanding what CAPE is made up of, what all the little components of CAPE are. So it's basically just convective available potential energy to make stuff go up and then go bang. So yeah, if anybody's interested, if it's a quiet storm season or we get to the off season, I was half thinking about doing some maybe members only, or a donation for chasing or something like that, some kind of lesson like that.
Not generous donation, but just something that we can put in the
whatever you can afford.
Whatever you feel, you know, if you want to, you know, learn from us, like Liz, myself, Michael, maybe Gordon, maybe Gav. If Gav feels like, you know, he can put something in there as well, and have us all, like, you know, in an online meeting, you know, using, you know, one of the web platforms like this, then yeah, let us know. We're well up for it. Very much. Danny's put quiet storm season in the last 2 years. I've had 2 thunderstorms go overhead, and they were both last summer. In 2022, didn't see a single line involved, just residual light from distant storms. But yeah, Steffi's broke it down in a more thing. Even Steffi, you know, someone like that could bring something to the party, so to speak, if that's what people want. If they want to know more on UK storms, because they are very, as we know, you know, being out there in the field, they can just go bust in a second. That's the only problem. Whereas in America, it's, like Liz says, quite straightforward. Excuse me. They have all their high-res models, and HRRR and W, you know, all these other models that have high resolution for, and they can see inside the storms and stuff like that. We don't have them. We have to be there on the ground in the storm, so to speak.
To be honest, the HRRR isn't that
Yeah, well, it's one of many
correct
that
now, but it's one of the tools.
Yeah, it's one in their arsenal, isn't it? Whereas we just have the Met Office's radar. That's all, and it's low resolution. We have to kind of depend on the one that that NetWeather do. The extra. Sorry, go on, Liz.
I was going to say, the Doppler radar isn't as good as they do in the state. The state's Doppler radar, the updates are just so much quicker and so much more accurate. And the NetWeather Extra radar is the one that I prefer personally, just because of the resolution on it. That's the one that I've put the screenshot from in the tornado post. But yeah, it's a lot of it over here is gut. I mean, some of it is gut in the States as well, but you can read as many models as you want or look at any different forecasts, and it will still go pop where you're not expecting it to. You get to know topographic effects. You get to know things like the power stations that pop storms up, things like Salisbury Plain, the M4 corridor. When you chase for a while, you get to know these things and how it's going to affect stuff that's coming across. In the States, you've got more of a chance. You position yourself looking at the National Weather Service forecast and the HRRR, and then you've got potentially half an hour to an hour to catch up or get into position because the storms are so much more long-lived, whereas ours can go pop and degrade after 2 minutes. If you're lucky, like they did in 2020, you get a few long tracks where you get them going for hours, but that's few and far between, and you need the perfect setup for those.
Yeah, like in 2020 when we were all in lockdown, it was a long time ago, I know. We had that summer, didn't we? We had that really, really long, hot, just continuous heating of the ground, which stored that energy up. As Steffi was saying, she thinks I'm a physicist here. I'm talking layman's terms. It stored that energy and just kept storing and storing and storing it. And then when we got that warm plume of air coming up from the south, with the southern, what's it called? Spanish plume. Night, Matthew.
Thank you, Matthew. Take care, matey.
Yeah, so as we were saying, when them plumes come in with that moisture, that then absorbed, made that lightning. Sorry, a bit of a dry throat. So them storms got to live because there was that energy stored in the ground. So the negative energy or positive, caused that lightning to then be CG rather than C to C.
They also, because of the heat in the ground, the precipitation then evaporated, and that produced more parcels of warm air that were lifting into the cold air. Like Danny said with the cap, what you need is that it's all about parcels of air. You need a parcel of warm air coming up from the ground, going up through the cap, which is the boundary with the cold air, breaking out and pluming upwards. Then you want it to get up to the tropopause for it to spread, which is when potentially then start to twist. But we're getting really complicated and we're getting off track here. So, but there's so many different elements that have to come together. 2020 was a perfect one because they recycled really nicely, because we'd got a really nice warm ground. So any precipitation then evaporated off. You then got warm, moist air coming up from the surface again. So it recycled. So it was one of those perfect storm scenarios where you got the right things coming through at the right time, and the right time of day as well is because you need the surface warming just before it triggers. So anyway, we're getting off track.
The Americans call it the magic hour, which is around about 3 to 4 o'clock in the afternoon when the sun's at its peak.
Tends to be a little bit later over here. I found tends to be 5, 6 o'clock, usually during rush hour. So you're trying to get into position through rush hour traffic, which is always fun.
But generally, they do tend to, once they pop up after like 4 or 5 o'clock, like you say, and that rush hour traffic's gone, we have the roads to ourselves then. And, you know, with the longer nights coming in at 9, 10, 11 o'clock, when you're over in the east and the north, you know, with the north, the sun doesn't really go down, does it? So
yeah,
with especially like where I am at the moment in the northeast, even from Yorkshire, the sun never really goes down above the horizon. It's always lit up with that noctilescent glow. So yeah, definitely, I've seen them go all night, all the way up into Scotland from down your neck of the woods. They usually blow up just to the firms.
I actually chased from yay.
Hello, Gordon.
I actually chased from the Welsh border all the way up through to Warrington and the Peak District 2 days in a row. So, and then I got to 3 a.m. and they were still going, and it was like, well, I've got to be home to feed the cats their breakfast. So that's why the only reason I broke off. But I kind of picked up a storm at 3, half 3, 4 o'clock, got in position, watched it come past me, and then chased them all the way up through to the Scottish border almost.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping to do this year. Try and get some more longer fetch, longer track storms. Hopefully the recycle, but like last year, I can't complain with last year. I got some, fingers crossed. Last year was from the Met office. It was a bit of a bust last year, wasn't it? So
I had some great storms. They came to me last year. I didn't chase that much last year.
To be fair, I was the same. I like to chase them, though. That's the thing. Whereas, like with that one over Manchester that I always keep coming back to, there was another one over Grimsby that someone put me on to, and there was that one on the North York Moors as well that I went after. I kind of went for the Grimsby and North York Moors one, but that Manchester one came to me. Like you said, they tended to come to you in last year, but hopefully this year we can get some decent heating. Obviously, we've got loads of water stored in the ground. It's cold, which is going to hamper, but, it's going to store that water for us. So, as soon as we get anything pop off, it's just going to soak up that water. And
we need a good couple of days of 20 plus, and then
I think
have a nice front come across, which is why I'm so interested in the weekend after next. That's looking promising especially with the shear all the way up through the atmosphere as well. So be interesting to see the hodographs and the scutees for that closer to the time.
Yeah, definitely.
I just want to say our bottom's turned up. So evening, Gordon. We're on our best behaviour. If people don't know, Nodrog is actually main guy that started Weather Fans, and he's actually allowed us to look at his baby. So he's our father. And people don't know, if you've not heard of Nodrog before, if you like your railway videos, he also does storm chasing, hence why he did this page, and we've run it on his behalf.
Yeah.
So it's lit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say, really.
So
also a nice comment from there from Steph saying it's not off track, Liz. All the science you're saying is all topical and interesting.
Yeah.
Cool.
Go on.
I'm not very good at reading stuff, but I have done a diploma in meteorology, and I have chased since probably about 20 years. So I'm not the best at sitting down reading rules and regulations, but I have picked up a lot from being out in the field and watching the clouds and eyes to the skies and all that. So thank you.
Well, that's it.
I just hope it's informative.
Yeah, exactly. I'm learning from yourself and from Michael as well, because Michael's got some storm chasing degree activity, when he was with MSC before he moved out.
Actually, I think it popped in my memories recently. I think it's about 10 years this year I actually joined the MSC. So I'm not like I've been doing social media for like about 2 or 3 years. I've actually it's been a decade since I've done social media, weather, information kind of thing, really. including the good old
whereas myself,
Facebook.
I'm still fresh at it. I'm like, this is my 3rd year because obviously I.
Ladies and gentlemen,
hello,
ladies and gentlemen.
Yay!
This is rare, very rare, ladies and gentlemen. All 4 of us, the whole team is with us in the same bloody live. So thank you, Gord, for joining us.
All right.
So, what do you think of this storm season then, Gordon? Do you reckon it's going to be a good one or a bust?
Well, are we still in La Nina? We go back to I've not kept up to date.
La Nina has been declared. It's finished now. Sorry, El Nino. Is it El Nino?
El Nino. Yeah.
El Nino's finished, but confirmed. It's been confirmed finished.
Right. Okay. So what do I think? I think it's been blinking wet since the back end of last summer. So I'm hoping that if we get all that moisture in the ground and get some of that warmth coming through, then we've got a bit of a good chance. But we just need some good heat, don't we now?
Yeah.
You don't want to look at the charts for the next week.
I'll say, really?
It's meh.
Meh. What's
meh.
We're calling ourselves the Met Office.
We need the heat. That's it. That's all we need, isn't it? That's it.
Weekend after next looks potential.
Right. Okay. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully it's a bit like a battery, a cheap battery from China or something. It's going to store all that energy really quickly and then pop and let loose really quickly. So we could have some explosive thunderstorms, I suppose. It just depends where they're coming from. I mean, we had what was it last week? We had some right beefy showers coming off Cumbria, and they're coming from the north south, and they had some potential in them, which is unusual, really, for our neck of woods. Because we're normally fishing for stuff coming out of Liverpool, out of Lightning Alley, aren't we?
Yeah.
Well, we had that QCLS come through, and I actually there was a tornado on that in Stoke, so I actually went and did the damage report for that. So and that came down from the northeast, which is completely the wrong way.
It is, isn't it? Yeah, it is. It is.
Everything's just the wrong way at the moment.
Gav says summer 24 will be a Nino to Nina summer.
Oh, right. Cheers, Gav.
So we've got all the legends here. Got 4 of us, including Gav as well. What a stream.
I think our indications, and tell me if I'm wrong, but I think our indications, watch the continent, see what's happening on the continent, and if we're getting lots of activity and warm air building up on the continent, as soon as them floodgates open, then it comes across the English Channel, then it's game on, especially for you lot further south.
Yeah.
Well, we just saw on the tail end of the charts, wasn't it, on Monday, Tuesday, week after next, the bank holiday Monday, the Cape is building on the French shores, so it's getting there. So
right.
He's just going to pull them charts up now, Gordon.
Right.
Yeah. It's this week's a bit pants to say the least. It's very mixed. So it's like next weekend looks okay, and then as Liz was just alluding to, next weekend after next, when Michael is now there, we go. Look,
Normandy.
Yeah.
Classic. Yeah, brilliant.
Cape Clippers and all that.
You get that gap, don't you, over the English Channel, but you get the surplus energy that sort of seems to have its business going on for us here, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's good.
The more stores over in France as they build up, I've noticed this as I look at the radars, the more energy they do, as long as they're not recycling over the English Channel, that's when they lose all their energy. And then once they're over, it's very hit and miss, isn't it? Depends on, like I say, on how much it stores back in France.
Yeah,
but we haven't had a cold enough winter. The Channel's still quite warm, so the Channel isn't going to kill them. Most winters we have a cold spell which cools the Channel down, so the Channel is warm enough to keep propagating them. So even that lot, we've got the potential for the storms to make it over into Portsmouth and into Romsey and all that kind of Romley Marshes, wherever it is.
Romney.
That's
them
it.
ones.
I know I ended up there one night.
It could be a good year. Honestly, all that moisture, and you get a southerly coming in and brings that continental air in. It could be a bit of a cooking pot. Don't know if Gav's agreed. He's the guru when it comes to this, but from my experience, I think it'll be game on, and they'll be fast as well. Be really fast.
Yeah,
like bump straight up.
Yeah, I'm going to need to get in position and watch them come to me rather than trying to chase them, because they're going to be moving 50, 60 mile an hour, and I'm never going to keep up with that.
Yeah.
Whereas last year they were bimbling along, so I could keep up.
Yeah, if they're going to come in on like edges of low pressures, they're just going to fly up. Like you say, they're going to be like American ones, just go straight up and just go.
Sorry, just going to cut you in there. Gav says, okay, I'm going to get tomorrow's 6 a.m. forecast done and get some sleep. Have a great rest of your stream and see you soon, everyone.
Go for now, but
night, Gav. Just lose that because everyone's
Thank you, Gav. Take care, matey.
Get liking Instagram and YouTube. 100 viewers, 100 likes, and I will be taking Gav out on a chase.
Bye.
Oh, yes. That's the deal.
So we've got the SFT.
Just to let you know as well, Gav, actually, Gav done a banner for you. So when we finish, we've got that coming up as well at the end. Yeah. He promotes us. It's only fair we promote him. We love you to bits, Gav. So thank you so much.
Good team.
Yeah, definitely. So where are we now, Michael? SSTs.
Look at you mentioned about the sea surface temperature. I thought I'd bring that chart up right now, to be honest.
Well, is higher still.
Sorry?
Are the sea surface temperatures higher still?
They're higher than they usually are for this time of year. At the moment they're sort of pushing double figures.
Yeah.
And at this time of year, they're usually 4 or 5 degrees.
Yeah.
There we are. There's the SST anomaly, so it's actually above at the moment.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
So just about between 1.5 and 2.5, I'd say. Above average, especially off the coast like Benelux.
That can have a bit
in Kent. So
yeah, it's warm enough to bring storms across the channel now. Last year I think we had one come across middle of March, and it's like Paul said, a couple of degrees warmer this year. So, and we're a month on. So I would definitely see anything coming across from France getting all the way across the channel without losing power.
Yeah, definitely. No, I agree with that.
Yeah.
And the weird broken jet stream is going to help that as well, because there's warm stuff hanging around on the bits of the detached jet. So it's not going to get cooler at this time of year. It's only going to get warmer.
The thing is, with these storms that will come in across the Midlands, it'll be a classic thing where will they go to the east or the west of the Pennines? Normally, when I've seen this scenario before, they go into Yorkshire to the east, and like York, Leeds, Bradford, Sheffield, Manchester, they get some great thunderstorms, but a lot of bloody rain as well, flash flooding.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, they veer, don't they? A lot of the warmth veers.
Yeah.
You need the warmth all going up all the way up the west coast for them to stay west.
Yeah.
But I noticed when they get to Stoke Wolverhampton, they veer, so they can be coming up like southwest northeast, and then it gets to about 8 o'clock in the evening, and then they veer almost due east. Sorry,
east. Yeah.
So 9 times out of 10 they do go east, but I've seen them on occasion. They do go west and head towards where Gordon is and go up the Cheshire Gap.
Yeah.
Because it's high, because the Cheshire Gap obviously it comes up, doesn't it, from the Wirral, and then like the Dee Valley, and you've got all them others, the Trent and stuff like that. But it comes up and then it goes back down again towards London. So that's the topographic side of things. So as they come up to that top, then you've got that split, like you say, where the Peak District is. You got obviously Stoke on one side, then you've got Derby, Nottingham, and then up toward, like say, Sheffield, Wakefield, Barnsley, Bradford. Then continuing on up toward York as well. They can keep going on through the Vale of York. And
in my experience, it just depends on when they get to Leek, whether they've got enough power to get over the peaks. Because I've noticed they'll die over me and then pop up again Wolverhampton Stoke way, keep going to Leek, and then that's make or break time. Depending on where the boundary is, some of them will die because the boundary tends to lie across the peaks from Leek up to Newcastle, and then they kind of get stuck on that boundary and then they die. Or like 2020, we actually got one that went pretty much up the M6, straight up the M6. But then the following day, it went over the peaks because it got hooked onto the boundary and dragged east. So I think it just depends on the position of the boundary, whether they've got enough oomph in them to get up over the peaks on the boundary, or whether they die. So there's all sorts of things in play. The easy route is straight up the M6, but then they've got to keep going, haven't they?
They get
pay the toll or not.
You do get some hyperactive ones though, don't you? Though over on the east, you get some like you look at some live footage or news footage, and you get some right crackers going off, don't you?
Yeah.
Lincolnshire's a bit of Tornado Alley. You get a lot of funnels and spinny stuff in Lincolnshire, but they don't come across. They're not the standard southwest northeasterly flow. They tend to be coming up Kent way.
It's not really. Sorry, let's go on.
I was going to say, Danny, there's a lot been popping up Warrington, Manchester recently because it's been coming down from the northwest.
Yeah.
So there's been actually more storms up in the northwest than there have been down here.
Yeah, we joked, don't we, Gordon, that it's like Lightning Alley on the M61.
It is, isn't it?
It is. It's a proper, because you've got all the big towns, as they're called, Bury, Bolton,
Blackburn.
up towards Preston. Blackburn, that's the one. I was trying to remember. And then obviously you've got Preston, so they've got all that, them heat islands to feed off from Manchester. So as it recycles, it'll get to Bolton, refeed, then get up towards Bamber Bridge and Preston, recycle again.
And you get them, sometimes you get them where they converge together. They're coming out of Manchester. And I don't care what people say, cities do have a massive impact in growing thunderstorms. And they go off they go, and you get them coming off like Liverpool, Cheshire, that way. And then they bump into each other, and they carry on all the way up into Skipton and Keighley, and and they're quite active sometimes. But ones going off to the east that have been fed from the south, that's foreign territory for me, because obviously that's not what I'm used to chasing. Like, I know, Paul, you'll be more that neck of woods, lad. So obviously I won't be shy to come over and chase your tail, you bugger. But
just you'll find me coming up from the south.
No,
pass them on to us.
Me and Liz have the same thing with the go for Birmingham, because this is why we have likes of Cannock that have quite a lot of storms. Is that right, Liz?
Yeah, Cannock, Wolverhampton, Stoke.
Yeah, that's a little.
I think where me and Liz are, we're either side of Birmingham. So anything that comes from Liz, sometimes it heads up towards me or just skims past me. So if Liz gets something big, I can more or less intercept it to the side of Birmingham. And this happened last year, if you remember, when you all went on that chase. And you said something, there's something popping up towards you, and he went through Birmingham, and that's when I saw that bit like rotation right overhead when I had to do my live from outside my back garden that day.
Yeah, a lot of them will die because they'll fire as they come up over Wales and then onto the summit, the Staffordshire moorlands. Then they run out of steam. Then they go over Birmingham and recharge. Like Gordon said, they're going over a city that's got the heating, all the tarmac, all the heat coming off the houses and everything. There's a microclimate there. That gives them a bit more oomph. And then it goes off right over my course. So I kind of lose them Bristol Channel through up to the Staffordshire moorlands. And then depending on which way they go, they recharge over Birmingham or they recharge over Wolverhampton and Stoke. Yes, Steffi, I do remember that storm. It was Long Eaton that fired that one. The power station actually made that one go pop. I remember that one quite clearly.
Yeah, I remember that. I actually remember that morning because it was a morning, wasn't it? About 11 o'clock it started.
Yeah, it went early.
Yeah, it was unusual. It was very warm and humid that day as well.
Yeah.
Southern Storm, May 17th, 97, one of the best storms I've ever witnessed while living in Blackpool. Nodrog recorded an epic video of it, a 4 a.m. special.
Yeah, Chief.
Your mate Scott, your best mate.
Brilliant photographer.
He is.
He did one of a rainbow.
Ah, that's who he is.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought he came over from Gav's channel.
Yeah, because he's offered to go out chasing down there, actually. So he can go like within 100 miles of, I think it's Dorset, somewhere around there. So so he can like get near there. We were actually giving him guidance the other week when he had a storm near Salisbury, if you remember, Michael. But yeah,
my old age
Danny,
was kicking in, mate. I'm 40 next year. My memory's gone.
Yes, Danny,
Yes.
Power stations can be costs of the cooling towers.
It's the
condensation off the cooling
the
towers.
evaporation and the moisture coming out of the cooling towers.
Yeah, that helps.
The one up Leeds is a big storm.
Drax. Because there used to be Ferry Bridge and Eggborough. They've been demolished now, so it's all towards Drax. So out towards
the one in
East
Shropshire as well, by Telford Bridge North.
Yes.
Ironbridge.
Yeah.
Ironbridge.
Oh, come off.
Yeah, the Long Eaton one and the one on the M62 near Leeds is well known in the police because that causes all sorts of weird weather phenomenon.
That's there used to be Ferry Bridge, but that's been demolished. There was Eggborough further down the M62. That's gone, but now there's just Drax, which is out near Selby, out the other side of Selby. That I reckon that contributed towards that big shower the other day. I got stuck under in Leeds, and that was giving out some weird weather. That was like say there was snowing. That was sleet. I was like, huh? This is weird, but yeah, that's one. But in terms of topography over that place, like Gordon says, they can go, up towards him and up Liverpool. Liverpool feeds some of the storms. It comes up the estuary, up the Mersey, and then out into the sea, and then they just off the little towns up along as they go towards Blackpool. And then obviously when they go towards Yorkshire, they've got all the bigger towns like Sheffield and all that. What's that? What are you looking at, Gordon? Letting the missus introduce
that is.
You knew, didn't you, Michael? You knew.
Gordon, I just know these things without you realising.
So funny. So funny. It's funny how we knew that. Oh, I'm just sat here chilling. That's so funny.
Hello, friend.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hi.
Gordon's going to have a +1 from now on his storm chasing.
No, bless you.
No, Simon's buggered off to Glasgow.
I know, you got to have a +1, Gordon. You got to have someone telling you what to do.
Oh, no.
Put you in the right direction.
We need someone what to do. We should be a navigator.
The navigate, yeah.
She needs to learn to read the radar.
Rabbit. It's called the rabbit, isn't it? The navigator.
Rabbit is wise.
Watch the road, Rabbit. Watch the road.
Just don't fold the maps.
Yeah, don't fold the maps. Yeah.
Otherwise, you break his phone.
Rabbit is good. Rabbit is wise.
Yeah. Can't wait for it to come out. Can't wait. I've just seen Ghostbusters. Brilliant. I can't wait for Twisters.
Yeah. I just better not be a letdown. Just because it's just such a Storm Chaser favourite. Like all the chases in the States know all the quotes as well. It's just
Yeah. I know.
I've actually met Dorothy.
Really?
Yeah. I went
excellent.
to Wichita.
Wow.
And the Twister Museum in 2019 with Brandon Ivy. So
wow.
we saw Dorothy, I saw the water tower, I saw all sorts of bits because they actually built what's the name on they built the house there that they knocked down. So yeah, that was you've everybody's got to go there. All chasers have got to go to Wichita.
Oh, that's on. That's definitely. Yeah, I love that.
And then we saw the Twist X Memorial as well, unfortunately. But yeah.
So I think it's the anniversary in the next month, isn't it? 31st
of May.
How many years now is that?
2015? No, 2012. Was it 2012?
This is
2012. Yeah, I think it was 2012, El Reno. May 31st, 2012.
Wow, 12 years already.
12 years, yeah.
Where's my peanut butter?
Not milk, is it?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think you're the John Wayne of storm chasing.
Me?
Yeah. Get off your horse, drink your milk.
Get off your horse and drink your milk. I'm from Norfolk, really.
Drink your milk.
Drink your milk, will you, please? Sit away, come by ours, and have some fun, will.
You don't want it to separate now, do you?
No, don't separate. It won't be no good. Wait, no, without them apples.
No, you like the creamy bit on top.
That's what.
Right, Michael, calm down.
Robin's sponsored by Arla. We need that sponsorship with Monster, Liz.
Yeah, they've told me to go forth to multiply.
Yeah.
Do they not know who we are?
Apparently,
you know
not. No. That was it. 2013, just after the Moore, Oklahoma. Yeah, that was. I can't remember what date that was. 28.
I know it's you, Daniel. I know it's you. Daniel lives up in Litchfield, so he's literally the next town up from me.
Yeah, he's my next victim. I mean, volunteer to
Vegas.
go chasing with me.
You was right the first time. Then Gav will be your next victim, volunteer.
I believe that you're next on the list. In fact, you were first on the list originally.
Gav will be the first.
Oh, I'll see what I can do with the family.
Sure, Michael.
Bring us with us.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Put them to sleep. Victim, yes. You've seen my live streams, haven't you? I'm a police pursuit trained driver, so I don't hang around. All within the speed limits, obviously.
Yeah.
You'll say that. Yes. You'll say that because you're online.
It's 69 mile an hour.
No, I put it on
69 mile an hour, Liz.
That's why I don't go on the motorway. I make better progress on the back roads.
Oh, motorways can be either your best friend or your worst nightmare when storm chasing. They're a gamble.
M6. Yeah. Oh my God, no, M6.
I'm a
kills it every time.
Yeah. Yeah. Or driving around Bolton. Cutting through Bolton up here. Gee, I mean, you'll know that, Paul, won't you? Cutting through some of the towns in Yorkshire and Lancashire. That can bite you in the arse really quickly, can't it?
Yeah. Especially if you're coming from Halifax towards Todmorden.
Well, I know I've either got.
You can go under and then over at top and into Bolton, or you can go down towards Rochdale from there. That's a horrible road. That one goes along the Calder Valley. And also one's, further north from Bradford as well.
See, getting north, I've either got the M6, which is a nightmare, or I've got to go up through Stoke and Leek, which is a nightmare.
A51. Yeah, A51, isn't it? Then.
Yeah, up through Leek and Stoke and Leek, and that's it's not quite as bad as the M6, but yeah, or I tend to cut around the M42 and then go up if I'm going up on the eastern side. But
no, the M1.
Yeah, the M62 is a pain in rear end for me, especially
tend to
around
avoid the
Leeds.
motorways.
Yeah, luckily having local knowledge is always key when it comes to storm chasing. Like yourself, you know your neck of woods. Liz knows little back roads and stuff like that. Me, I know all my back roads round back of
most of
Bradford and Leeds.
England and the Welsh borders.
Like me, I know all my back roads up through Dales, up into North York Moors and North Pennines, that kind of area. So I know little cut throughs and where to go and stuff like that. That goes to the other and that goes to there. Especially
Paul,
out of
I shut the gate, by the way, when I left you.
Good lad, good lad.
Put Kit out.
Told you Yorkshire isn't that bad.
Is it Hell's Gate?
Yes.
Nipped into
You messaged
Bradford.
me earlier. Can I have permission to come into your camp?
Did you take some tea?
Good night, Steffi. Thank you for joining us.
Right.
See you next time, Steffi.
I'm jumping ship as well.
I think I'm going to have to
we're
jump
all
ship at some point.
In a minute. Nearly 10 o'clock.
Right, just one last thing. Do we share this now or another time?
Well, it's too late.
I mean, like,
yeah, if you fancy sorting us out with a little bit towards the live stream, I mean, we've got some great plans. We're thinking about going along the lines, like I said, Ryan Hall, Youll, Reed Timmer and Brian, getting something sorted with Michael in the studio with the radar and the chasers linked in as well as we can, streaming live, so you can see A, what's going on across the whole of the UK, and B, what each of the chasers is looking at. So if you want to give us a bit of a help with that, bit of a help with petrol costs, because obviously, I mean, I regularly do over 250 miles. I've done from Portsmouth up to the Peak District before in one chase, and then obviously getting home again. So don't feel like obliged, but obviously
we're not asking
every help
we're not
we
asking
can.
for it now. Was obviously when we're doing the chases.
Yeah,
but we're looking at changing
new
to Streamlab.
I know that feeling.
But yeah, we're looking at maybe changing to Streamlabs, which is what all the chasers use in the US. So all the subscriptions cost money.
Wash and Gone I use.
So yeah, if you'd like to support us and get us going in pre-season, or you want to wait to see what we produce, then whatever you can afford would be very, very gratefully received.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's Dan's just
obviously when we get going, we'll obviously post that a bit more.
Yeah. Dan's just put, we need proper radars, to be honest, like Velocity. Unfortunately, we just have the Met Office radar in this country. Not the best, but NetWeather do like little things that we can make use of and bring the better content for you guys. So we, we can all sort out between the four of us. And
I'm working on it with NetWeather.
Yeah,
at the
Liz
moment.
Is, in a conversation with NetWeather to bring us, some potential there. But like I said, we want to bring you better content. That's what we want to do, really. And that means, we've got to put more money into it, stuff like that. I mean, it is what it is, cost of living and all that. We understand that, but we want to bring you the best we can, the best SCUT, the best radar, the best everything, because this country deserves it, really, doesn't it, guys? We're really the only four people, that are really dedicated and
there we are. Yeah, well said, Paul.
And just want to get on with it. We want to be out there. We want to be out there now, storm chasing, but is what it is.
I've chased a few times.
Yeah,
I've chased clouds a few times.
Yeah, I've done that. But yeah, that's my piece to camera, shall we say? That's my. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, you could, guys, any donation and would be much appreciated from £1 onward. You know, even if it's £1.
You make it
It's-
sound like
You're making a
sound like
difference.
comic relief.
Well,
It is. We're all
I
clowns
need to put my
anyway.
puppy dog
relief.
eyes on.
What's
Oh,
people
we have
to know?
thrill.
Please, we need some storms.
We just need some storms. Would you help a storm chaser in need?
We're
Have a
sick of
storm
eating
chaser with
porridge.
fuel.
Could
Yeah.
you help these 2 northerners try and chase some storms?
I need more monster.
I need
Oof,
more Lucas.
monster. Hey, Paul, they must be earning more brass than us. Eh?
I know. And they
My
won't even
go-go
give us-
juice.
won't even give us a discount on drinks or out like that. Mups. You know, yeah.
When you said I had a storm drain that lasted that long, I couldn't have to chase a heavy drizzle.
Yeah.
Been there.
Gordon's
Yeah.
done that many times. I've seen
Oh,
on his
getting
videos.
wet. It's not storm chasing, it's getting wet.
Yeah. That's what you should
Right.
reach. Nodrog
That's
getting
why I
there.
go to Iceland.
Yeah. Right. Love you all.
Right, I'm going to wrap it up there,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, I think we're
Take
ending
care,
live
Gordon.
now. Thank you for watching, guys. Thank you
Yep.
so much
Bye.
to Gavin and everyone else that's watched us. We'll be back next week at 8 p.m. Don't forget to
And
join live
Gordon's
next
plus one.
Monday at 6 p.m. on gazweathervids.com.
Everyone's waving.
Yeah, we've had no issues for a change.
I know.
Challenges do happen.
Take care,
Thank
Gordon.
you, everybody.
Right,
Thanks for watching. And let's run that VT.